prosperity doesn't begin here. Prosperity begins in our minds. Prosperity begins in the way we comport ourselves, in the way we talk to one another, in the way we bring up our children and teach them right from wrong and teach them to appreciate high standards of conduct.
And that's how we start this Monday edition of Jamaica Magazine in Child Month. Thanks for joining us. The magazine unfolds right now.
How well do you know your child? What he or she likes or dislikes? Favorite food or color? How about who their friends are? Make the time. Get to know your child. It helps to build their relationship. Makes it easy to keep them safe and it helps their development process.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your GIS News for Monday, May 8. NHT contributors in Clarendon will soon have access to 150 service lots being offered at Birds Hill in the parish. Prime Minister Andrew Holness broke ground for the build-out of the service lots on Friday. They will become available in the next 18 months, and a total of 565 housing solutions will eventually be offered at the site. Mr. Holness says the $593 million Chateau Gardens housing development is part of the government's commitment to provide stable and orderly communities on the island.
Disorderly settlement breeds crime and violence. It breeds social disorder. It makes it difficult to bring services to your communities.
While in Clarendon, Prime Minister Andrew Holness reassured residents affected by recent flooding that government would provide support to get them back on their feet.
It was a very useful tour for me, eye-opening, and it was also necessary to reassure the residents that the government is sensitive, is aware of what has happened, and will, within our limited budget, do our best effort to respond with assistance.
Mr. Holness gave the assurance during Friday's tour of flood-damaged areas of central Clarendon. He told residents that the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, the Social Development Commission, and other agencies would continue to provide them with assistance wherever necessary. The Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries is facilitating the expansion of cassava production for use in the brewing of beer. On Friday, the Sugar Company Holdings of Jamaica signed a 25-year lease agreement with Red Stripe for 247 hectares of land located in the Windsor Park and Worcester areas of St. Catherine. Portfolio Minister Carl Samuda says the initiative is in keeping with the ministry's import substitution program, which seeks to reduce the country's food import bill by attaining self-sufficiency in the production of crops.
This is an excellent start to something that I think is going to bear great fruit in the future. This relationship has the effect on our economy that we are all striving to realize. That is the reduction of imports and the expansion of employment opportunities.
Red Stripe also received a 25-year lease for the Windsor Park well to facilitate adequate irrigation for the fields. Managing Director of Red Stripe, Ricardo Nuncio, says the company has been investing heavily in the production and processing of cassava since the relocation of its processing plant to Jamaica in September last year.
We signed contracts with 100 farmers for more than 1,000 acres that are now being planted with cassava. That is for us a very important milestone in this project and into the future.
An assessment is now underway to determine the impact of the beet armyworm on farmers in the Duff House New Forest Agropark and surrounding areas of Manchester. The outcome will aid government's decision about the level of assistance to be given to the farmers. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, J.C. Hutchinson, toured some of the affected farms recently.
What we are looking at after this is that we are going to see what assistance that can be given.
A preliminary estimate conducted by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, reveals damage to 150 acres of scallion, tomato, cucumber, callaloo, onion and beetroot in Manchester. It is also estimated that between 200 and 300 more acres are being impacted by the beet armyworm, in addition to another 50 acres in St. Elizabeth. A team from RADA is now conducting training sessions to teach farmers how to deal with the worms in order to mitigate against further damage.
It is being suggested that to really control it at this point in time is to do plowing of the land, whereby we plow the land. This then turns up the worms, and then the birds will come and pick them off. From that, we are then suggesting that there be rotation of crops.
The beet armyworm eats the leaves, stems, and flowers of plants, causing them to wither and die. To help stop the spread of the deadly pest, farmers are urged to walk through their farms daily, look for signs of eggs on the leaves of their crops, and spray the field. And finally, Jamaican farm workers and their employers at Gebber's Farm in the United States have provided educational grants to help 13 Clarendon students pursue agricultural studies. $400,000 is from the employers and $250,000 from the workers, representing proceeds from the annual Jamaica Day celebration in Brewster, Washington, where the farm is located. Each student will receive $50,000.
The funds will be placed in the school accounts and will be made available for drawdown by the students for educational needs such as meals, transportation, books, and exam fees. Let me congratulate all the students who are recipients of these grants. We believe in you and we encourage you to continue your hard work.
This is the second such donation by the Gebbers Group, which provided similar grants to students in St. Anne last year. Labour and Social Security Minister Shahini Robinson welcomed the donation.
Because we want these 13 young people to seriously consider careers or businesses in agriculture for personal livelihood and for national growth.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security.
Colonel Rickman has been seconded from the Jamaica Defense Force to be the national coordinator of the HOPE program. We sought out Colonel Rickman. Obviously, he is very well trained. He has the skills, but Colonel Rickman headed the CSJP youth intervention that was under the direction of the Army. And it is clear that what the Army was doing in terms of bringing in youth who were at risk and giving them skills so that they could make something of themselves, that they were doing such an excellent job. And indeed, it was exactly the mission of the HOPE program. HOPE is an acronym: Housing, Opportunities, Production, Employment. We're going to start with the employment side of things. And the focus in the initial stages of Colonel Rickman is on the employment section. Now, employment, as we used to say when I was a Minister of Education, is that education makes you trainable, and training makes you employable. So it all fits neatly together. So you can see that Colonel Rickman will be surveying the entirety of government, looking for opportunities where our youngsters can be engaged. Those who do not have basic education, they will be provided opportunities for basic education. And those who are not trained will be provided opportunities for skills, to develop employable skills. But more than that, Colonel Rickman will be coordinating all of government to provide employment for those young persons. However, it will be managed under a national apprenticeship framework. So we will be revising the very old National Apprenticeship Act, and we have started that revision to make provisions for youngsters. And when I use the term youngsters, I'm now talking young people between the ages of 18 and 24. That is the critical age cohort that HOPE will be targeting.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Government has embarked on a series of town hall meetings to update the country on its plans for building a prosperous Jamaica. We have highlights of Finance Minister Audley Shaw's presentation to the first town hall meeting held in Ocho Rios, St. Anne.
We intend to continue with the program of aggressive promotion of investment in the economy. Major investments, as you know, are taking place in this parish and in the southern parishes of Manchester and St. Elizabeth, right on the border. We were able to rescue Noranda bauxite, keep it open, continuing to create jobs in the parish of St. Anne. And Noranda's presence in the parish of St. Anne is not just the direct jobs that have been created and we've kept going, but importantly, it is the indirect employment to thousands of additional people in the parish. People are able to continue to take good care of their children. The company continues to have a tremendous welfare program of assistance. And we are proud that we have been able to negotiate the reopening of Alpart bauxite on the southern side of Jamaica. And believe me when I tell you, it's a major project that is now about to officially open in June. Next month, Alpart will officially start producing alumina again in Jamaica. The company has an ambitious plan for Jamaica. They initially will start producing 1.6 million metric tons, which is the existing capacity of the existing plant. Within a short time thereafter, they are going to build a new plant to add another 1,000 metric tons per year, for a total of 3,600 metric tons of aluminum. But it doesn't end there. They are then going to bring in intermediate aluminum products, raw materials, and create a separate factory for the production of aluminum foil for export into the Western Hemisphere in Central and South America. Those combined incremental additions by JISCO of China, that Mike Henry and I went and visited them a few weeks ago, will add thousands of additional jobs. Already about 700 Jamaicans are working at Alport already. But thousands of jobs will be created. And then they have a plan to work with the farmers. Because in China, the company coexists between aluminum and agriculture. And they want to transfer technology to our farmers to show them better ways of producing vegetable and a wide range of things that our tourists, of course, and Jamaicans can eat and can be exported into the export markets. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are very, very pleased and proud to see the response of Jamaicans to the unconventional approach that the Prime Minister and his government is taking, because we realize that we cannot continue business as usual.
May is being observed as Disabilities Awareness Month. So if you or someone you know is caring for a disabled child, watch and be inspired by this next feature.
Meet Alex Fraser. He's a 10-year-old student of Dunrobin Primary School in Kingston. He's just like most other boys his age. He loves to play football, hang out with his friends, and play computer games. The only major difference, he cannot walk like most other boys his age. Alex was born with spina bifida, a condition where a baby's neural tube fails to develop normally, causing damage to the spinal cord and bones of the spine. Alex's mother, Tamara Brown, has 3 other children, all of whom have no birth defects. But from Alex's birth, Tamara was determined that he would be given the same opportunities.
I want Alex to have a good education. No matter if anything happened to me tomorrow, I want him to have a good education. Can't complain, the children, the teachers, love him a lot.
It's fun having Alex around, even though sometimes it's like he's not even there. He's so quiet, he's so obedient, and he gets along well with his parents.
Parenting a child with disabilities like Alex's takes extra special loving care.
I have to make sure, go to school, eat, because Alex is a very sick child. Alex has high blood pressure. He has a kidney problem. They have to take antibiotic every day. They have to take mineral oil every day.
It means Tamara has to be at school with Alex for the entire school day on many occasions, as there are times when he doesn't have an assigned special needs assistant.
We're always here for Alex's mom and for Alex. She has been a strong parent though, doesn't complain a lot. But we have been there in support, maybe for lunch or any advice that she would need. So she has been a great parent. Alex's mother, she never gives up. She really wants the best for her child, and she should be commended for actually fighting to get the best in life for Alex. And we're happy he's a part of us.
I would like to work with computer when I grow up.
Antonika Gunter-Gale, Director of the Early Stimulation Program in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, works closely with parents of children like Alex, especially in the early stages.
Parents, guardians, caregivers of children with disabilities face a number of issues. Financial, is one of them. When you take, for instance, sometimes a child with special needs go beyond the years of using diapers, they have to take soft food. So that means, the blending, the buying of certain food items, So there are a number of challenges. Medication, you think about appointments. The child needs to go to the hearing, specialist. The child needs to go to the audiology. The child needs to go to various appointments. And it does take cash, to care on the part of the parent for persons who don't understand that this is a child with special needs and the child, act up in the public, screaming, shouting, hyperactive, a child with autism, very antisocial, not getting on like his peers. These things can really cause much stress to the parents of children with disabilities.
But you might ask, how can a regular parent afford all these expenses? And are there any existing support programs for parents of children with disabilities?
There are a number of support through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, under which this program falls, the Early Stimulation Program. A mother, guardian, who really cannot find the wherewithal to care, you have support in terms of intervention. You have financial assistance in terms of a rehabilitation grant that is offered through the ministry for parents or guardians of children with special needs. You have the Jamaica Council for persons with disabilities that also offer support and financial assistance for, starting up your own business, advice, and, that sort of a thing. So there are a number of areas. We have the PAT program that assists with adaptive aids, such as hearing aids, walkers, wheelchairs, medication.
For parents who, like Tamara Brown, are unable to maintain regular jobs as a result of having to be with their disabled children at home or school, the Early Stimulation Program guides them to numerous entrepreneurship opportunities.
We have parents, for example, a simple thing as making soaps, different soaps, putting together, soaps that is tested and passed, approved through the Bureau of Standards, selling soaps. We have mothers doing phone cards. We have parents doing their little craft at home, rearing chickens at home, doing eggs, So there are a number of areas while taking care of the child at home, the parent could do.
For more information, you may contact the Early Stimulation Program at 95 Hanover Street, Kingston. Call them at 922-5585. Children with special needs need extra special parents.
Child, you're too young for your gamble. And me, you want to get in a trouble? Go on home.
Underage gambling is illegal. If caught enabling a minor to engage in gambling activities, you can be fined up to $1 million or 3 months in prison. Call Crime Stop now to report illegal gambling. You don't have to give your name. A message from the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission.
And that's where we leave you on today's show. We return tomorrow with another informative magazine package, but you can keep in touch with us by sending your emails to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. We are also available through our website, jis.gov.jm, and on our YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram pages. There's also a mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.